this is like a common thing that we refer to as autogynephilia. They refuse to call it that. They say autogynephilia doesn't exist, blah blah blah. But if so, the true transsexuals or the true transgenders or the people who aren't doing this for a fetish, wouldn't they materially benefit if the general public knew that people were not like they were not the medical establishment was not transitioning individuals with fetishes, like that would like
Unfortunately, that door is bolted because in the UK, I don't know how it's developed in the US, they've eroded those standards. They used to be very strict, and there used to be a long time line for this so-called transition or disguising your sex as that's happening, and it's to try and keep out the fetishists. But that's been eroded in time. There is no safeguarding whatsoever.
the new strategy is to say, I have not changed my gender, I have literally changed my sex. HRT literally changes my sex. If I have if sorry, if I alter my secondary sex characteristics, my sex follows. So it's instead of form follows function, it's the opposite. So they're saying that your form is literally what creates that like structural underpinning. So therefore, if you can just pay to surgically alter your body, that means you have therefore gone through this transformation.
Yep.
That has fundamentally changed your biology permanently, and you are therefore safe to say that you are no longer the sex you were born as. That is why so many of these like gay trans-identified males feel super comfortable tricking men into having sex, and they do not consider it rape. Because I've seen multiple transsexuals talk about how they have friends that do this, and where they will not disclose their trans status, and they will have sex with men without disclosing that
That's
trans
rape by
status.
deception. That's
Yeah.
in the UK. It is definitely a charge.
Shit. They really are not scared of shit.
The narrative changes to, why do you align yourself with Nazis? Well, nobody asked them to come.
You're not going to have a Nazi that is going to be pro-feminist. Like, that's absurd.
It almost feels like a false flag.
But what's even more like hilarious is like for weeks there was this struggle session going on where it was like, profess the Nazis, denounce them.
Anything with like trans and then black in the same comment, I'm like, you obviously are not talking to black families.
Oh no.
I've made like 3 comments in the last couple days about Pride Month. Somebody said something about trans, and I'm like,
oh, they always had Pride Month, but they're taking it over more and more. It's all about kink and fetish and perversion. It's nothing to do with like being respectful to gay and lesbian people. It's all about some kink fetish that's got nothing to do with sexualities, but all about perversions. When they used to have marches for gay rights, the men and women wore suits, and the women wore nice dresses and like 2-piece outfits, because what they want to show people is that we're no different to you. We're the same. They were not walking around in gimp masks or perverted leather gear or things like that with their backsides hanging out and everything else. They were dressed like ordinary men and women.
Does anybody know when it turned into a kink parade?
90s onwards, I don't know.